Hey guys, today I thought I'd just run through some of my favorite sales from the past 90 days. And I think if I do continue making videos on this channel for the next 90 days at least, this would probably be a good feature to do every 3 months or so, since they fall off of eBay every 3 months. I'll just take a look back and make kind of an all-star team of my sales. Uh, it'll educate some of you guys on some of the better things you could be looking out for while you're out there sourcing your stuff. So I've got kind of a top 10 here. And the first one is this Endeavor board game. And not just this game in particular, but there's a lot of like higher end board games out there. Let me make myself float. There we go. There's a lot of higher end board games out there. This is by Z-Man. I think yeah, that's the publisher, Z-Man Games. But you can kind of tell because they just have a different look. It's like almost like indie games um, that the real hardcore board game players go after. You can see I inventoried everything real carefully, and luckily the guy that I bought them from was very meticulous, so everything was there. I bagged everything up, counted it. That's one thing. If you want to sell board games, you better make sure they're somewhat valuable, because if they're not, you're going to waste a bunch of time inventorying for nothing. In this case, I bought 5 different board games, 4 of which sold for over $40. This is one of them, but I paid $1 a piece. Uh, the wife, the wife was doing a clean out sale, and I don't know if her husband was out of town or what, but apparently she got to his games and sold them for $1 a piece. So I gladly gobbled those up. You can see I sold this one for $52.99. So that was awesome. This is from the same lot. Game called Velociraptor Cannibalism. This one was kind of cool because it's actually only available through a Kickstarter campaign. So I found that out, and I also saw there were no other ones for sale. So I actually put this one up for auction, which I hardly ever do. Started at like $40. It got up to 55. So that was a nice profit there. Moving on. Okay, now I would say you'll never see one of these, but I've actually found 2 of these in the past year, so maybe you will. Uh, the bar and restaurant industry, those guys are always going out of business, starting new business, going out of business. They have a high turnover rate. So maybe this kind of stuff is a little more prevalent than I think it should be. This is a Jagermeister Tap machine. Basically, you could put 3 bottles, up to 3 bottles up top here, and there's like a compressor in here inside this machine. It chills the liquid out as it comes out the bottle as it's dispensed, and it comes out like it says on the thing, ice cold shots. The sides light up and everything. It's got the nice little Jagermeister tap handle there. And like I said, I bought one of these before. I think I paid like $60 for the other one I bought, but it was brand new. This one was used. The other one I got closer to 200. This one I got 159. So it was still over $100 profit. And I think it sold like within about 18 hours of listing it. So that was an excellent flip. Be on the lookout for these. Okay. Always doing good on toners and that kind of thing. I don't know what this is for. This is a Phaser 3300 MFP, a Xerox. I'm thinking maybe it's for a copy machine because it's definitely a lot bigger and more expensive than your standard toner. So actually, a guy was cleaning out his storage, and I think he might have worked for a copier place or something like that as a technician, because I bought a total of 5 toners from him for $1 a piece. So I made out pretty good on those. But yeah, $1 in, 65 out plus shipping. Picked this up at a church sale, which is really strange. One of the guys that went to the church that was selling out in the parking lot. He used to work at GameStop, and he brought a bunch of old stuff with him. This is a Beatles rock band set. You can see it's got all the, if you look at the top here, it's got like all the packing material, all the plastics and everything. And I'm taking it out layer by layer in the photos. But you can see everything is just like mint. It's immaculate. And it looked like it had been set up and played maybe once. But it's all pristine. And some of the stuff wasn't even taken out of the baggies. Like that's the guitar strap right there. Wasn't even taken out of the baggie and used. And neither was the drum thing set up either. So that was pretty cool. And on these kind of things, especially boxed items, I always get a shot of the corners and whatnot. Collectors want to know. It was the plastic handle up top was broken. That was one of the defects, one of the few. So yeah, I bought, I think I paid $30 for this. He asked $40, and pretty much no matter what, unless it's just totally ridiculous, I'll always go try and get somebody to go down. So he ended up taking $30. And I sold for $160, so that was an excellent profit. Okay, this is a Garmin GPS Map 76CX, and I had no idea these handhelds got so expensive. I think I did pretty well on this one because it was in such just mint condition. And one thing to look out for, like on the GPSs, if you have the I have a couple around here, but if you have like the Garmin Nuvies or the TomTom Go's that actually mount in the car, those go for a lot cheaper than these handhelds do. If you see handhelds, be willing to spend a little more than you would on the kind that mount in the vehicles because they're worth more money. And this one in particular was pretty good. I ended up having to pay this guy like $30, but it looked a little special to me. So, because I sold a few handhelds in the past, so I didn't mind spending $30. And it had the box. And people love stuff with boxes. Had all the mounts. You can see I always, on these, on GPSs, I always like to show it working. So I show satellites acquired and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, 30 in, 170 out. And I don't think it took that long. Okay, the sale that I bought that Jagermeister machine at, I also bought this. They actually had two of them. I'll show you. I got one right here also. This is a, you can see it's still got the price tag. It says $5 up here. HP Jornada 720. That's an old, little palm top Windows CE based computer thing. I bought them for $5 a piece. And I looked at this one first. And unfortunately, I didn't look at the other one first. Because this one was complete, had the little Jornada computer in it and everything. Just mint condition. Looked like it had never been used. The cables and everything were still like factory tied. The power supply is sealed and everything. All the paperwork, the dock was sealed still. So, I mean, it was like new, and I sold it as like new. So everything was in this one. But the second one, I didn't even look in it. Because after I checked that one, I was like, it looks like they're both brand new. They didn't use them. And everything was in here except for the Jornada itself. So that kind of sucked. I still have it up for sale. I've got like all the books and most of the cables and whatnot. I'm just selling it as like an accessory pack, but not really any hits yet. Might end up donating or throwing it away or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this one was $5 in, 100 out. Might as well say $10 in because the other one's probably worthless. So 10 in, 100 out. Okay, this is, if any of you guys have ever dealt with any kind of electronics or any kind of electrical repair or anything like that, Fluke is pretty much #1 when it comes to test equipment, especially multimeters. and this is a Fluke 87. It's a much older model. That's why I didn't get more money. The newer ones uh, of this same, they have like a Fluke 87 2 and 3. They make a lot of new ones with better features and whatnot. But they sell for $200 to $300. This one I got 125 for it, which is good. But I bought it from the same guy I bought the toner from, the toner cartridge from a few slides back there, and he only wanted 20. So I bought this for 20. The screen when I bought it, on here it looks good. It looks nice and dark. The screen was like real like faded out, and so I searched. I googled, faded screen. I wanted to see what I could do about it, and it brought me to Fluke had made a YouTube video, and they showed exactly how to take the thing apart, take the LCD out, clean the contacts with some isopropyl alcohol, put it back together, and it should work fine. Did it, worked fine. So that was pretty cool for Fluke to put that out there. Yeah, go through. Oh, also I used this yellow was real dingy, and I used some degreaser on it, and it brightened way up. But yeah, that was a good buy. So that was 20 in, 125 out. Okay, so this is one where I stepped out a little bit. This was Pokemon Fire Red version. You can see it's actually sealed, which is extremely rare. This is from a Game Boy Advance, so that would put this game probably, I don't know, 15 years old, close to 15 years old. And it for a game like this to still be sealed is very rare. Um, and when I was talking to the guy that was selling it, first he wanted 200, and then I told him there was no way I could do that. He showed me what it was going for on Amazon supposedly, and this and that. Um, I looked on eBay and I saw I could probably for sure get 120 to 150, and I held out 320s. I said, "Look, man, I don't really care if I get it. If you want the 60, take it. If you don't, I'll just put it back in my pocket. No big deal." He took it, and I ended up selling this. I'll go through a few more pictures. Pretty nice, huh? Pretty nice box. You really want to get those corners when it comes to collector stuff. But anyway, so 60 in, 130 out. I don't normally like spending that much on stuff, but okay, here's the last thing. This is a Brother Disney SE270D computerized sewing and embroidery machine. This was actually a QVC purchase, or QVC or Home Shopping Network, that this lady's grandmother had bought this thing and never used it, and then she ended up in a home or something like that, and they were having to liquidate all the stuff in the house or something. But anyway, had this machine, and it had never even been used, and I could tell because a lot of the key parts of the machine were still sealed. So they initially wanted 200. I did pretty much the same thing. I held out $100 and said, "Look, I'll take a chance at 100. Any more than that, I'll just have to let it go." And it was a little bit late in the day, so they were a little more motivated, and I sold it for 100. And I got the 229 probably within, I think it was about 3 or 4 days. But there was definitely a lot of interest in this. Had a ton of watchers and a ton of views. And I think one of the main reasons is the Disney connection. It's got some kind of Disney pre-programmed embroidered stuff. If you just see a regular embroidery machine out in the wild, it might not be worth quite as much as this one. So I'm definitely getting nervous when I buy stuff like this because it's way outside of my knowledge and experience. So just wanted to share a few of these good finds with you guys, just so you could be on the lookout too. If you happen to see it, buy it. For this week, guys, I'm going to be going on a quick getaway with the family starting tomorrow morning. But remember, if you like what I'm doing here, please give me a like and subscribe. And I'll see y'all again next week. Bye bye.